Ahoy hoy! Welcome back to my channel. Today I figured I will review a book um, called Celebrate 100, and it's Centenarian, which is basically someone who lives to 100 or beyond 100. Centenarian Secrets to Success in Business and in Life. It is written by Steve Franklin and Lynn Adler. Um, the reason why I got the book because um, one of my passions is longevity, and one of my goals is to live over 100 years old. Um, and the reason why I want to live over 100 is I think it would be a great challenge to try to beat the average human lifespan. Um, not by, well, it depends where you live at, but I would say it would be great to beat it by 20 years. And I think it would be cool to be a living history book and stuff. So, um, and people who reach 100 become famous in their own way. Maybe not to the extent that YouTubers and actors and musicians make, but they start to become famous because they have lived a century and they have seen so much and have experienced so many changes and stuff. And I mean, it goes through stuff like why people think that these people live over 100. You know, are genes a good factor? Are their diet, exercise, sleep? And yeah, having a good diet, sleeping well, exercising, and genes do kind of contribute to living over 100, or living to be 100, I should say. Um, but a lot of them had relatives that didn't live to be 100. They were like pretty much the first people in their family to live to be 100. So just because you may not have the gene factor does not mean that you won't live to be 100. And there are some other things too that they mentioned. One thing is being social, which would be kind of hard for me. Me being an introvert, but socializing with their families, socializing with friends, just having connections to the community and stuff. Um, they also said having a positive attitude about life, waking up every single morning and wanting to start the day off, which is the case for me too. Even though there are days where I'm depressed and stuff, I still have that, oh, I can't wait to get out of bed and do stuff. And, even if I spend most of the day crying or something. Um, Another thing they mentioned is, and this is something that I share with them, um, a lot of them feel younger than what they are. And you would be surprised how many people in this book don't even look 100. Like, when you think of someone being 100, you usually think them as being, bent over or have a wheelchair or a cane or something, and being strictly bound to, like, a retirement community. But the thing that I learned about reading this book is that's not the case for a lot of them. And in a way, it makes sense. I was actually inspired to live to be over 100 by my step-great-grandfather. Um, my step-great-grandfather, Carl, although we call him Papa Jandal, he lived to be 101. And he was driving up into his 90s, and he was in good health up until like the last 6 months of his life, where he had his first heart attack. And then when he finally died in his sleep, he had a second heart attack and stuff. But he had it when he was asleep and stuff. And, so I was inspired. I learned from him that you can live for a very long time. And he was in near-mint condition, too. Like, when I say that, I mean being nearly healthy. Like, not needing a wheelchair, not needing a cane. He didn't need any of those things until, the last 6 months he was alive. So I know it's possible. It's plausible to do. And Yeah, I would say he looked to be 101, but like, there are a lot of people in this book that look younger than what they are. Let me see if I can find a few of them. Let me see. There were a few people that looked like they were in their 70s. And that was the thing. A lot of them said that they felt like at least 20 years younger than what they were. And the age was never an issue with them, and that's the way I feel about myself. I don't feel like I'm 36. I feel like I'm in my early 20s at least. And I'm certainly not going to stop doing stuff just because I get older and stuff. Alright. Okay, this is one person. But does this person look like she is 100? Or let's see, how old is this one? I'm sorry, I'm trying to read how old exactly she is. She's over 100, that's all you need to know. But does this woman look like she's 100? And there's other people too. I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I'm trying to find more pictures of people that are 100 but look younger than 100. Oh, yeah, I just spotted a picture that reminded me of something. A lot of them use technology. They don't, they email their relatives and their friends, and they try to stay on top of technology and stuff. Maybe hard at first, but they still do it. If you're a Seventh-day Adventist, this guy may look familiar to you. And he is at the time of this book was published in 2013, but he was 105 years old. And he was water skiing. So yeah, you could still do a lot of this stuff even up until you're 100. Here's another dude bowling. So this book is pretty good about killing a lot of misconceptions about how people should be once they get older. And here's another Centenarian doing some gardening, you know. And let's see. I mean, they look young. They're still living their lives like they did years ago, you know. And I find that cool. And actually, by reading this book, I kind of developed a new goal. And I think I mentioned it before in my intro video, where I would like to be able to swim even up until I'm over 100. And actually, I think Swim USA has a category in their competition, if I'm not wrong, where they actually have a category for people who are 100. I don't know if it's just 100 or people who are 90 to 100. I don't remember which one it is, but they include Centenarians as well. Let's see, any more pictures I could use that is a good example of aging gracefully? Oh, she kind of looks like my great-grandmother. But yeah, I mean, this book totally destroys any preconceptions that people have of people who are 100. And even if you don't want to live to be over 100, I think it will inspire you to try to live a long life and live it as much as you can. Like, you don't have to be in a retirement home and do nothing when you reach an elder age. And another thing they mentioned when I'm looking is, one thing that I used to find critical, and now it makes sense to me, especially after I started reading this, is that if you keep moving from job to job, and in the way they're like, well, if you're not happy with what you're doing, get a new job. And a lot of people did, and because I think when you stay in a job that you're not happy with, you get stressed from it, and stress is not good for your health anyway. And a lot of these people said, get a new job if you're not happy with your job. There's a woman in the pool. That was at water aerobics, I think. But yeah, stuff like that. So, I'm just gonna read the last part of it. It's not long. It's not like long like my chapters are in Immortal Love. I'm sorry if I'm sniveling now. I just took a walk. Okay. So I'm reading the very last page. A formula for longevity. Longevity equals genes plus lifestyle plus attitude plus wisdom plus innovations. It would be wonderful to have a formula to live to be 100. However, nothing can guarantee longevity. Still, this book shows how many of our Centenarians have used their wisdom and rapidly moving technological and medical innovation to add extra years to their lives. Of course, having the right genes is a major factor, and modern research is working to unlock these longevity keys. This work shows great promise to extend all of our lives. And then the last part is a toast to future Centenarians. Wow. It is a great distinction to live to celebrate 100 years and beyond. We have learned from this book the attributes and lifestyles of many Centenarians who have mastered how to live long and live well. These qualities shared by our Centenarians in differing individual degrees form the Centenarian spirit that is so vital to aging excellently. You do not have to be a Centenarian to capture, keep, and enjoy the Centenarian spirit. We can make the most of our lives by integrating some of their attitudes, behaviors, and wisdom into our daily routines at business and at home. Nothing is a better teacher than experience, and our Centenarians have freely shared theirs with us. We hope you will benefit from what these inspirational Centenarians have passed along, and that it will contribute to creating a better, more fulfilling life. Recalling Ponce de Leon's quest, we can't help but think that happening upon our Centenarians, he surely would have proclaimed he found the proverbial fountain of youth. So again, if you're interested in living for a long time, especially if you want to live to 100, I recommend reading this book. Alright? That's all for now, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. I would be delighted if you do. And my book right now is on sale at Amazon. You can download Immortal Love by Lindsay Kerrigan for free to your Kindle and Kindle app today, up until midnight Pacific Standard Time. Alright, all. See you later. Bye-bye.